Alright, Godzilla vs. King Kong. Really? Okay, is this really the first time this has ever happened? This should have happened a long time ago. Oh, what? This happened already? 1962? Cool, nice. Alright, no, stop. Okay, here he comes. Ugh, I don't care what anyone says. Godzilla's got to win this thing. How can you stop something with atomic powers with just brute force? Wait, actually, where do those powers even come from? Wait. Look, this movie is gonna be great. The trailers are pure hype, and just look at this. Look at this amazingness. But behind all the destruction and the carnage, there's actually a story behind the creation of Godzilla that needs to be told. Sorry Kong, maybe we'll do your origin story another time. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I guarantee you that even if you've never watched a single movie from this franchise, you've seen something that's been influenced by this super beast. Did you enjoy the Pacific Rim movies? Those films pay homage to the genre of films that Godzilla created, the kaiju film. Or how about the Gigantamax Pokemon in Sword and Shield? Where do you think Game Freak got that idea from? Or how about the Megazord battles in Power Rangers? Same thing, it's just Godzilla fights with more robots and laser beams. And the truth is, Godzilla is not some low-level IP that only pops up every 10 years when people start to forget about him. The Big Lizard has been in 36 movies spanning over 60 years. So this Gigantus has its place as one of the legends of cinema. But of all the stories that have been told with Godzilla, what might be the most interesting is the story of Godzilla. What does Godzilla's origin story from the 50s mean to us today? I'm the guidance guy, and your internet school counselor is about to take you back in time. When thinking about the origins of Godzilla, you may be tempted to think that he's a creation of the not too distant past, like say the 80s. It makes sense, right? Big monster, big damage. It's almost like he belongs in the era of big fashion and big hair. But it goes way further than that. The first Godzilla movie came out in 1954. Yeah, the 50s. So while kids in America were getting this version of Superman,
Blake, you don't. You just get a few years for the jewel robbery, but for this...
That's the chance I gotta take.
kids in Japan were essentially watching the WWE with giant monsters. Yeah, someone was clearly getting the better end of the deal on that one. But if you look past the special effects and the movie magic, what you find is a storyteller and a country trying to make sense of the unthinkable. Going back a few years to 1945 brings us to the end of World War II and to what was perhaps the event that ended the whole thing, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings. The atomic bomb not only brought a new era of human advancement in science, it also brought massive amounts of fear. And for the Japanese people, the bomb was no longer a theoretical event of what could happen. The two bombings killed over 100,000 people, with homes, buildings, and civilians vaporized instantly when the bombs were detonated, and many others succumbing to radiation poisoning in the coming weeks and months. And while the rest of the world moved on from that conflict in their own way, Japan was stuck with dealing with not just the guilt of being on the wrong side of history, but dealing with a level of mourning that no country in history has had to deal with. Hundreds of thousands of fellow citizens gone in seconds, with many survivors left with either lingering illness or the mental trauma of the whole event. Add to this pain the fact that in 1954, a Japanese fishing boat with its crew was hit with radioactive fallout from a US nuclear test, and Japanese anxiety over the new energy source was at an all-time high. Enter Tanuyuki Tanaka, the father of Godzilla. He saw the emotional and mental turmoil his country was going through and wanted to do something with it. He wanted to find a way to help Japan process through this experience that no one else has ever gone through. And his movie, Godzilla, became the conduit. In the first Godzilla movie, the creature known as Monster 01 was a metaphor for the atomic bomb. He symbolized the power of nuclear energy, the death and destruction that it can cause, and was even used to symbolize war and death itself. In the first movie, the Great Beast was a prehistoric monster that was kept in the depths of the ocean sleeping until awoken by radioactive energy. And then the movie uses its monster to show the dangers of humans interfering with nature. Or as Tanaka put it, mankind had created the bomb, and now nature was going to take revenge on mankind. But now, almost 70 years later, we can step back and ask ourselves, did Godzilla's mission work? Did Tanaka's creation help Japan process their collective pain? One can look at the enduring legacy of Godzilla and its 36 movie profile and go, yeah, I think Tanaka's plan worked. The atomic breather has been able to cross over into Western culture and created a fan base that now spans the earth. And although aspects of his history were glossed over in foreign markets, the core of the character was never lost on its original fan base. In some movies, Godzilla is actually the hero as he goes up against other kaiju behemoths, and his actions have been seen as examples of self-sacrifice and prioritizing the needs of the group, two traits that are very important in Japanese culture. And this all came from one man's vision to help his country heal through art. As a school counselor, I see the tendencies for schools to poo-poo the fine arts as just electives or not as important as math or language arts. But as I've said in another video, the be-all end-all of education should not be whether or not a topic is covered on a standardized test. The existence of Godzilla is proof that art can be used for more than simple entertainment. It can be used to heal or to grow an audience in either understanding or in other ways. In fact, there are entire forms of therapy that use either music or art as a means to help clients. And if art can be productive on a countrywide scale, it can certainly help for us individually. Even if you don't consider yourself the best artist or musician, you can still use those venues as a way to express yourself, or to understand someone else's culture, or to understand your own experience. There's a wide history of artists that have dedicated whole albums to processing either their own personal pain or the pain felt on a massive scale. So don't underestimate the power of the arts. If it can help a whole country process pain, imagine what it can do for you. Thanks for watching, and let me know, do you have any experiences with the arts helping you through a hard time? Let me know in the comments, and if you've made it this far, you might as well do the YouTube thing. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Until next time.